I don't talk about philosophy, although I have my own. Philosophy is simply just a vehicle.
When you say philosophy, you mean your perspective?
A belief structure. Most people don't experience that because they're trying to find the best belief.
So our belief is a vehicle.
Yes, a belief is a vehicle, and within a belief is contained all the components of it. And your higher self already knows when you connect to it, it already knows what you believe. Just like a GPS, it knows if you're driving a car, and it knows if you're in an airplane, and it doesn't care. The beliefs aren't the problem. It's not the trust in the belief is the problem. If you fully believe and get behind the belief, it will work. But I want to get there quicker. Airplane. I don't condemn the car, but I also have the capacity to let go of the car and move on to another belief structure or expand the belief structure, however you want to look at it. Your natural propensity is to expand. And in this case, expansion means getting there quicker. Imagination prompts that everything is possible. And just knowing that everything possible generates an excitement. The cool thing is, you then take the word everything out, and then something comes into focus, and then you go for it. Everything is possible when you actually really feel it and know it. All of a sudden, one thing will come into place. You don't have to worry about everything. That's the beauty of it. Perspective can be glass half full, glass half empty. Change is the only constant. No belief is greater than another belief. What belief works for the conditions in which you want to go in?
That's the daily suffering we live in.
Yes, it's the beauty about the universe as well. You just have to let go in order to get beyond that. So beliefs aren't to be held on to, they're to be utilized and then gently put aside, but not to be discarded. You then choose the belief, and when you have it, it's already contained everything within it. How you feel about your belief creates your reality.
It is that feeling when you know, and the same thing when, we go into that meditative state or whatever sort of manifesting we're trying to do.
The main focus is how we feel matters, circumstances do not matter. The physics of the universe do not care whether the glass is half full or half empty. It'll present whatever it is you're putting out. We live in a very interesting time now with technology coming out, and I find it exhilarating. I look at technology as something that the human condition could already do without the gadget, but having the gadget opens up the mind to people of the awareness that is possible. So somebody out there hearing this, spiking interest, and like, oh my God, now what it does, it sends a wave out to the mass of people. It is possible, where they couldn't see the possibility before until this person talked about it. There is this fabric we're all tied to, this electromagnetic field, the human consciousness. When something happens here, it happens elsewhere. Because somewhere in the human psyche, someone said it was possible, just like throwing a pebble into the water and it started to ripple. But the thing is this, I'm not waiting for that moment. I'm enjoying it now. I'm enjoying my time now. I'm being present with it. So what is it that humans are looking for? If you're looking for the outside world to advance in order to be happy, you're on the wrong path.
That's the issue that we all go through in life. You can call it awakening or whatever, but it's just realizing the possibility's always been there. Once you do not believe that the possibility exists, it doesn't.
Once I fully wake into the idea that everything is possible, something happens in a person, and they call it awakening, and you get excited. That's how this works. When we listen to a higher self, we don't have to think. We just respond to the impulse of thought. If we're feeling good, we're going to experience good. Same goes if we're feeling bad. We're going to respond to the impulse of bad, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel bad. The nice, beautiful thing about negative energy, it's an indicator. No one likes to feel bad. The true essence of who we are is to feel good. But they're guidelines. They're not punishments. We're on a planet that's just floating in space, moving through this galaxy, constantly changing, constantly shifting, and so are we. What we do is when we perceive the shifting and changing, and we get in the flow of it, we feel the exhilaration, and that's how I define success. Okay, how do I be successful? Well, you look at the person there. So then I write down the 10 steps on how they got successful. The proper question to ask is not how did they do it, it's how did they feel in the course of their doing. If there was a perfect way to do something, to get somewhere, there would only be one way.
That's what I did my entire life. I was like, okay, these are the people that I think are successful. These must be the steps I must take. And that's how I would say how a lot of people think.
What I call the true essence of success is the ability to focus on something, with as little as possible interference. And when you do so, the field of energy that runs through you is supreme. How we feel literally creates physical matter. Feelings matter. Things and circumstances, situations don't matter.
One of the biggest things I'm thinking about is how living like what we have has already been done. When I have an idea or when I need to focus on something, I can see myself already doing what was done when I'm on my way there.
Everything that is was once imagined. No one fully knows even what they're developing. Because when they put it out there, somebody else takes it and does something different with it. Oh my God, I built it. I didn't even know you could do that with it. It's not that they're unsatisfied. They're constantly in the mode of expansion. People that are dissatisfied are waiting for someone else to create the expansion for them to experience. Expansion is a natural causation of the physics of the world. So you must be satisfied in expansion and in change. But if you're waiting for someone else to do it for you, that's the understanding of dissatisfaction.
More often than not, when I recognize the ego in myself, it is one of the times at most that I need to learn something.
I have an ego. When I accept it, it takes the back seat.
Absolutely.
But when I don't accept it, it's driving the car. So the paradox is, accept that you have an ego and it loosens up the grip from your life. It's always there, but it doesn't have to rule your life. Accept it. You try to control something that's not controllable, you're actually losing complete control. Because what you have control over is perception and feeling. And that's the gift. How far does one need to dig to find the treasure that they already have in their hand as they're digging? You don't need to dig. Be present and move in the direction of preferential expansion, and everything will be given to you. But focus is the game. Focus doesn't create joy. Joy creates focus. That's the beauty.
We go through life, being raised in different religions and all this stuff where we're asking ourselves, oh, do we believe in this? Do we believe in that? For the first time in my life, I felt in my core, I know this is truth.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that way.
When you get to that high-flying place, you'll already know what belief to use. My life and my understanding, it's not about longevity, it's about being present. When you actually just get into that present state, it will drag you along in the direction because your natural state is joy. It's perspective. The question I have to ask them, how is that working for you? Which belief and truth do you want to live by and move in the direction that's going to help you? That's the belief you want to grab. That's the truth you want to grab. And what is truth? Truth is nothing but an experience. We know this when we meditate. What's the first thing that we tell ourselves to do? Close your eyes. But what do you see?
More than you've ever seen with your eyes open.
Yes. So you're obligated to invite all your beliefs into any scenario. So here you're thinking, my God, I see the universe. But that's where the good stuff comes from. But how do we respond to it? How do I perceive it? And then the tools will come to me based on the perception I have. It's physics. It doesn't discriminate. But I can learn to be at peace, whether I'm at a funeral or at a wedding. You have to balance it out. Peace could always be with me.
Why were we never taught this? And that's what blows my mind. We are not taught to utilize our body in Western culture. We are not taught to self-regulate. We are not taught to use our mind. And there's so much more.
It doesn't matter. Everything is possible right now. Remember that.